get too close to the flame. Wild open space. Talk like an open book. Sign me up. Got no time to take a picture. I'll remember someday.
Oh, weird. Winning's for losers.
So you've been nominated a few times. How do you feel to win?
It feels good. I guess we're thankful for Broken Social Scene not releasing an album this year.
True. True. Definitely.
Any questions for Metric?
Awesome. All right.
Emily, you mentioned to me, Kevin Keller from Newfoundland Charles.
Hey, how are
mentioned to me about the Charles Spearman project.
Yeah.
And now you've joined him as, you must be doubly excited.
I am so happy because it's like, I don't know if you've heard the Happiness Project, but it's to me the most brilliant record that was put out this year. The concept is that it's just people speaking about what makes them happy and they transcribed it into music. So this is, half of being in this band is that we're music fans probably as much as we are musicians. So the whole point is that you're with your friends, you make music, and you hope to get to hang out. And it's really cool when you get moments like this. But generally, it's about being lucky enough to be friends with someone like Charles Spearman.
Yeah, and be lucky enough to watch him, win an award like that in a country that's going to actually recognize that kind of artistic achievement.
Yeah, and a label like Arts and Crafts can put it out, and there's people to support it. And this is what we're celebrating tonight. If anything, I think it's just that independent music is alive and well in Canada, and I hope that we represent that. That's the one.
You played in Newfoundland last night. Did you get a sense of how people in this province really are attracted to this band? They seem to love this band. Did you get a sense of it last night?
It was a great crowd last night. Like Metric shows that, that's where we live, right? Which is partly why if I seem uncomfortable, because I'm not really that comfortable standing here. But where I am comfortable is in the studio and making records and on stage playing music for music fans who want to go out with their friends and listen to music and participate and be part of, a night of music, which we really had last night in St.John. It was awesome.
They were awesome.
They were really great.
Really hot room.
Yeah, it was
they
really hot
joint,
conference room.
You receive and give a lot of love when you are on stage. I've seen you a lot of times, and you've been touring in Quebec since in smaller town. Have you enjoyed playing in those smaller places?
Yeah, we were just there last week, and we never really expected that we would enter those parts of the world.
Yeah, Sherbrooke and Laval.
That's it.
Places where bands don't really go through, and we were sort of getting the spiel from our agent, like, Platinum Acts play these kinds of towns, and we're like, okay, fine, well, it sounds great. And then we went, and it was like, it blew our minds how into the kids are, and how amazing the crowds were, and how supportive everybody is, and the venues, and all the people that work there are happy to have us. It's amazing.
Wait till you see Woodstock en Beauce. Wait.
Okay. Is that where you're from?
Yeah.
Right.
You'll love it.
Oh, good. Thank you.
I'm just wondering, you've had some pretty good success with your tracks being remixed and entering the club scene. Do you guys look for that? Does that help you access a new target audience for your music?
Well, it's actually been me kind of moonlighting. I think maybe what you heard is like I did a track with Tiesto, which I think is pretty hilarious. And I did a song with Crystal Method because it's as far from Metric as you could get, right? But really interesting for me as a musician to experiment with making music with different people. So I like those dance, sort of like classic dance collaborations. And then the remixes on this record, I've enjoyed too. I think you just got to be careful, like, because as a music fan, I really love a song. I hate it when I hear a remix that kind of betrays the soul of the song, So we're careful. Every decision is made by us, and it takes a minute, but we try to make good musical decisions.
And we recognize that maybe other people don't feel the same way as we do, and you're as a musician, you're going to have a different relationship to music than fans do. So to other people, they find our music through those means, and that's great too. Try not to
the Monster Hospital remix, the
Monster
Master
Hospital is how I found you guys.
Yeah, I had so many people say that, but I think that they hated the actual original version. But whatever. Gotta be open-minded.
Your music's been featured on TV a lot. Is that something that you kind of hold on to those episodes? Or do you pay attention to that, or is it something you hear about online the next day?
I don't think that's something we pay attention to. Obviously, we know when they're going into shows and things like that, but
I don't think any of us have a television.
That is
None of us have a television.
I have to admit, I
So,
don't.
I mean, it gets asked a lot, which when an email goes by that's like, are you cool with, your song being in the scene that one
Zombieland
doctor
with
tells the other
Bill Murray,
doctor that they really
yeah.
actually love them, then we're kind of like, great, man, doctors love each other, it's fine.
Totally.
How do you feel your sound's evolved since Old World Underground?
We've gotten older by about 7 years.
Well,
I mean, it has evolved, but I want to go.
Well, I think it's a natural progression. It's like anyone who has bothered to listen to Metric when only 200 other people were will know that our sound was really born out of playing in small clubs for kids. And because we were kids playing in small clubs for our friends. And then we've developed that to, realize if we want to play to more people, I suppose we have to make a bit more sense than when it does in like a crowd, for 300 people. So when we started out, I think we were really just dealing with being a live band as the foundation of really being a musician is to be able to play live. That's what Metric is a live band. So then records kind of came after the fact. Fantasies was the first record where we had earned enough, been able to establish ourselves enough to make records on our own terms, in our own studio, the way we wanted to, take 5 years doing it and have everyone say there's no way they can come back, and then actually prove them wrong, which was fun. So I think it's just a natural progression actually, but it has been, I've noticed the difference in my life of being able to take the time and make a record instead of just being on the road.
The answer I couldn't give.
Right? So many words.
In the video for Give Me Sympathy, you guys are changing spots. Is there any particular significance to that?
I mean, I think for us it was
totally meaningless now.
It was the idea. There's a question in the song. Who would you rather be? Rush or Triumph? And it was, we're looking at the idea. There's a point in your life when you decide who you are, and we were just kind of playing with that.
Yeah, you have to answer that now. You have to answer who you'd rather be.
Triumph.
Right, I know.
Triumph.
Well, it depends who's asking, right? I met Lou Reed recently, highlight of my life. I meet Lou Reed. Lou Reed says to me, so, who would you rather be? The Beatles, the Rolling Stones, which was already like, I can't believe that this person's listened to. I mean, this is what's amazing about being a musician. You're just doing what you can. You're hanging out with your friends. You're making music, and you don't know where it's going to go. And Lou Reed being like, no, I play you on my radio show all the time. I love your music. You're a great writer. It's like, okay, go on, And then he's like, who would you rather be, the Beatles, Rolling Stones? And of course, in that instance, I say the Velvet Underground.
Oh yeah.
So it's sort of.
And then he left.
And then then we went out to dinner. It was great.
I don't want to put too fine a point on it, but it was Rush or Triumph.
No, everyone always wants to crown someone a winner, but I think that's part of the attitude of this band. It's just like, the point is that everyone's making music. We just want to participate, We want to be part of it. We're friends with so many musicians. We just want to do it and be one of the things that is there for music fans to enjoy, That's the point. That's why I said winners just for losers.
You all have your own sort of solo projects on the go aside from being part of Metric. Does this change, I guess, the future for you guys in terms of what your plans were as a group?
Not at all.
I don't think so. I mean, I think that there was a moment where we really needed a break. We'd probably been on tour for 4 or 5 years, pretty much straight, and we just wanted to go do some other things. And I don't think that necessarily means that the record they made or the record Emily made or me working in a studio producing other people's albums was necessarily like the beginning of some long-term thing, or necessarily just like, I don't think we really thought about it. It was like, what do we do that's not that for a minute? And then we got really antsy to get back to this, and now we're having a great time. And
there's a power we kind of recognize in this group of 4 people that when we come together, it makes something bigger than the 4 of us apart, and we recognize it and respect it a lot. By separating into other things doesn't mean we're going off and like, thanks for the good times. It's a reason, it's a way to come back and feel rejuvenated, to do it again.
It's funny that you say that. My helicopter's on the roof. So.
Yeah, and I quit. Good to see that in the Globe.
Great, thank you very much, and
Thank you.
congratulations.
Thank you.